So I had a friend of mine reach out to me recently and display some interest in selling their house, but they had to buy a replacement property. And they had some concerns about that with all the news and the things that they've heard is that selling the house is actually pretty easy right now for sellers, but buying a replacement property is where they really get into some trouble. So I validated their feelings. I said, I completely understand that. I would never want to put my family in a situation where we don't have a house, and that's very nerve-wracking. So I completely understand where you're coming from. But I think I have a couple of ideas that I'd like to share with you. And these were the ideas that I shared with them to mitigate that risk. So stick around and check it out. So we're talking about selling a property and buying a replacement property. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a lot of people that sometimes can put themselves in a situation where they can hold both notes, where they have their house and then they buy their other house and then they sell the house after. There's a lot of people that do not have the funds for that and just simply cannot make that financially happen with two notes on their books. So we have a couple of ideas that I'd like to share with you in order to bridge that gap. And that's kind of a hint on one of them. In order to bridge that gap, in order to move forward with selling your home and then buying your replacement property so you don't put your family at risk of not having a home. Now, if you can hold on to your current property and then buy a new property and have both of those notes, this is going to be your easiest way of making things happen. Now, as I mentioned before, not everybody can do this due to the financial situation that they have of holding two notes. So the first thing that I would like to go over in order to bridge this gap is called a bridge loan. Now, this is a loan that works a little different than a normal loan. So it's the bridge loan borrows equity from your current home and uses that for the down payment of buying your new property. Once you buy your new property and then you sell your old property, you use the payoff on your home in order to pay off the note on the original property. This is a great way to make you a non-contingent buyer so that you have the funds in order to move forward with buying that other property. Now, this next strategy I use quite often with a lot of the buyers that I work with is a rent back or a lease back after the sale of your property. So how it works is you put your property up to sale, you are currently looking at other properties, but you're not putting in offers yet. You put your house up for sale, then you close on your property, say 21, 30 days later, and then you rent your own property back from the new purchaser or the new person that owns your home. It's a very crafty thing. I've seen people get up to 6 months, even longer, in order to find that next purchase home. So what this does is it puts the actual funds in your bank account so that you do not have to make an offer with the contingency of selling your other property. So this is a fantastic strategy. Both of these strategies work amazing. And I currently use the rent back quite a bit, and it's a very, very crafty thing. So it is a very, very crafty strategy in order to get your funds before you go buy that next home. So I gave these answers to my friend, and I hope that she uses them. And it definitely put her at ease that know that there is a way out there in order to not put your family at risk. So as always, have the best day of your life, and adios.